See if you can get me in. Look at this one. Welcome back to another Solar Warrior. We're going to get out and do a bit of fishing this evening. There's no hope of getting out into the Solent because it's blowing a 30 mile an hour southeasterly. It'll smash us about all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up into the Hamble, see if we can find a few bass. We might shoot up to a place called Town Quay, which is right up in Southampton water. See if we can find the odd sole, and I'm sure there'll be bass and eels there to keep us busy. So what we'll do is we'll get down there, and when we start fishing, I'll bring you back. Right, we've set up in the Hamble. Get that camera right. Oh, we've set up in the Hamble. I've been up Southampton water. It is horrendous out there. You'd be surprised because it's beautiful and flat calm out here. But all I'm going to do, I'll show you what we're doing here. So I'm just using 2 hook boom rigs. Very, very simple. With a place like this, you don't want to overcomplicate it. So we've got 2 plastic booms. Hopefully the camera can see that well. And then two size 1 that hooks on the end. I think we just had a bite on that rod. And then all we're doing is just baiting it up with single ragworm on each hook here. Look. That's all we're doing. Single ragworm. Nice and simple. You'll be surprised what you get up in this little estuary like this. We fished here the other night, me and Will, from Local Marks Fishing, and we were into congers, green eels or silver eels, some people call them. I've had big bream up here. I did just set up further on down the river. But there was lots of small bream biting, and that's no good because they'll just absolutely shred the hooks within seconds. So that's all we're doing. So we'll get this flicked out. That's it. It's as simple as it gets. I fished here about 2 weeks ago, and we were getting sort of bream up to a pound and a half. The biggest one of the night was about £2. Average stamp's about £1. Now they should have moved off by now, and what will happen is once the bigger ones move off, you'll get lots and lots of small ones, and they're a real pain in the ass. Fingers crossed we can find a few decent sized bass. We're just after an hour after high tide now, so it's just starting to drop off. as that tide gets faster and faster, the bigger bass seem to come on the feed. It's hard to hold the bottom. You end up on quite big leads here, but it's worth it eventually if you find I mean, there has been bass up to 13-14 pound caught up in here, so fingers crossed we can find something like that. But I'll get another rod set up and I'll bring it back if we get a bite. Right, we're just starting to get a bite on this right hand rod, red one. Interrupting me dinner. Just as you know, I thought that we might get our way from the smaller bream when we come a bit further up, but it's looking like there's some small bream here, because you can tell the difference between a bream bite and a bass bite. Bass will normally just take the bait, it'll bounce right over. They won't normally peck at it. Now bream have got small mouths, and especially the smaller fish, they'll just peck at it, so your rod, it'll just keep sharp bites, and they're very good at stripping the bait very quickly, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The bite doesn't seem to be developing at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully it'll hammer open. Right, we're into our first fish here. Strange fight. And that's why it's a strange fight. Let's get that light on for you. Just realised he's not in the water anymore. Right. Little baby smooth hound. Now I mean we're probably 3 miles inland up here, and we've got little smooth hound pups like this coming up here. Be nice to see a decent sized one. We'll get him back anyway. They don't hang around. Right, we'll get baited back up. Hopefully we get a little run of them. It'd be nice to see a decent sized one over the rails. But again, not a fish I was expecting to see this far upland, but any fish is welcome tonight while we hide from the storm. Oh, we're just starting to get another bite on this outside rod here. Very finicky bites, which I don't seem to be connecting with. So I'm assuming it's probably either an eel or a small smooth hound. Just keep an eye on that for a second. I don't know if you can see it in there. Let me see if I can light it up for you. Not really. Very unusual bite that was. See if it comes to anything. Wherever it was seems to have gone. Right, I'm just starting to pick up a few more bites now. Unusual bites though. I think it might be small eels. But just as it's starting to get dark now, we should start picking up a few more fish. The tide is ebbing now quite quickly. We've got about 2 knots of tide running through here. It's once it turns, it really does fly out. Hopefully we can start finding some fish. It's been very slow to start. We've had 1 smooth hound so far, which is for anyone that's not in the UK, smooth hound is it's in the shark family. Gummy sharks, the Australians call them. Right, yeah, we're getting a bite. Here we go. Really strange bites. Tell you what, that's almost like it could be squid. Or cuttlefish, sort of pulling down, a few sort of nods and sort of getting heavy. This is the time of year we'll start finding squid in the area, but not usually up here. Well, I mean, I've never tried it up here. Maybe I should. We'll wait to see if this bite develops and we'll bring it back. Well, we're into a fish. Right, I'm starting to find a few fish now. It's only a small one, but get them unhooked quick. There we go. Go straighten out. Little bass. Very angry little bass. Oh, you've got to be ever so careful. They are razor sharp all over these things. All the gill plates will cut you to shreds. You've got spikes on the fin at the top here. There's spikes underneath. Spikes everywhere. But there we go. It's our first bass of the night. Let's get him back. getting smaller. Getting smaller, unfortunately. I thought we'd get some smaller fish up there. Yeah, I think we're going to have to fight through the small bass to find the big ones, but that's all right. As long as we're catching at the moment, I'm happy. Going to be a slow old evening, I think. Right, we're into good fish here. Woo. That's a nice fish. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if I can get him. Hold him a little bit better. There we go. That's a tidy fish. So that was just on the rag one. Not a bad fish at all. He's probably a couple of pounds. There he goes. Tidy fish. Right, that's it for tonight, guys. Rain's kicked in, wind's picked right up, so we're going to get back to the mooring. It's a short and sweet one tonight. We had a couple of fish. We had some small bass, we had a semi-decent bass, and we had a surprise smooth hound pup. Shame we didn't find any of the big ones in them. They are good fun on light spinning gear. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Once we get to the 500 sub mark, I'll be picking one person to come out on the boat for the day, do a bit of fishing. And if you don't like fishing, we'll just have a mooch around, maybe lunch on the water, whatever you want. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and we'll see you again on the next Silent Warrior. Cheers.